Greetings, all you pirates out there. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with One Piece. Last time, the Straw Hats as well as Jewelry Bonnie have all come in contact with Vegapunk. Well, at least aspects of Vegapunk. Vegapunk, being so busy, has split his consciousness up into 6 different bodies, all representative of different aspects of himself. The group of Jinbei, Luffy, Chopper, and Jewelry Bonnie met with Atlas, the Wrath, while the rest of the Straw Hats met with Lilith, the Evil, who took them to meet Shaka, the Just, or Good, whatever. Different translations and all of that. While Bonnie is searching to get Vegapunk to somehow restore her father, or at the very least get revenge for what Dr. Vegapunk did to Bartholomew Kuma, with Jinbei recounting the legends of Kuma being a tyrant and his deal with the world government to become a cyborg. But Bonnie says that's a crock of shit. Kuma was no tyrant, and she doesn't believe that he would willingly hand over his very soul to the government that he hated. What are the secrets of Vegapunk? And why has the world government targeted him for execution, despite all of his benefit? Join me as I find out. Won't you? Nice little cover for One Piece Film Red. I had just seen it before reading this too. Well, just seen it. Saw it a few days ago, time of recording. So respect my review coming soon. Spoiler alert, I had a great time. Alright, One Piece, chapter 1065, 6 Vegapunk. Oh yeah, Zoro and Brooks stayed back on the Sunny. We pick up on the future island Egghead in the Labo phase, where the milkshakes are made. I love it, punk records. And it looks like they're talking with Caribou. Zoro tells them it's a government island. Caribou asks who's gonna break them out if they get captured. Brooks simply laughs it off, saying, yo, that was my thought as well. Care for some tea? And Caribou says, gentlemen. And Zoro says, you're still here? Or maybe that was Zoro talking before. But Caribou says, now hold on a sec, fellas. I know I said I'd take a ride to anywhere as long as I got off Wano. Well, not here. This is a government island. Zoro simply says, you helped our captain in Wano. Thanks. Get off now. And Caribou, naturally being intimidated, thinks to himself, you'll pay for this. Mark my words. Caribou's got a lot of info that we don't want leaking, though, so I don't know where he should end up going, honestly. But we now pick up at the lab, where everyone got changed into new clothes. And for some reason, this place doesn't believe in pants, especially not for the women. I don't know why that sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm just saying. They're on an escalator. Usopp and Nami are freaking out as Usopp says, the stairs are moving! And Nami says, the staircase is just growing out of the ground. Frankie asks Lilith, how does it work? What's powering it? Lilith simply says, the island's power source is fire. Fire can be converted into all types of energy. Frankie asks, are there lots of natural resources here? Lilith explains, I've long researched what can be burned for energy. I thought if only there were such a thing as an undying flame, we could create our own sun. Frankie says sun, as Lilith just walks through the giant metal door to the labo. Frankie freaks out saying, what? You walked into the wall? Suddenly, Lilith receives a communication calling to her. As I guess Frankie tries to walk through and hits his head, saying, ow, hey, open up. I think Sanji says, Lilith, sweetie. And Lilith calls out to them, what are you doing? Walk through. Ignore your eyes. Then she says, what is it, Edison? Ah, so it's another one of the Vegapunks. Sanji pokes his head through, questioning everything that he's seeing as the rest of them walk through, with Robin saying, he passed through. But how? As they all pass through, Usopp goes back and tries to pound on the door and says, what the? Now that we pass through, it's a metal door. How does that work? Frankie looks around and says, so this is the lab, huh? But Sanji's more preoccupied with the booty, saying, the fair Lilith has vanished. Where are you? But a voice comes over their comms. I was wondering if the fact that they all had headphones would actually come into play in some capacity. And the voice says, just keep walking forward. Sanji questions, who said that? And the voice says, I'm Vegapunk Edison. Glad you came. Keep going straight like I told you. Uh-oh. I just saw what's on this panel. As the Straw Hats look around, Nami starts getting some ideas, saying, time to look for the treasure of the future. But Usopp asks her, what kind of treasure is that? Nami says, like flowers, made of jewels. Usopp says, I don't get it. Are you a dreaming girl or a greedy old hag? Nami kicks him, saying, future kick. Uh-oh. But they notice something. Well, at least Sanji, Robin, and Frankie do. As Frankie says, whoa, what? Jinbei! And we see a little Seraphim Jinbei standing right outside of what looks like a Seraphim containment tank. Robin says, but doesn't he seem a little young? I don't think it's him. Usopp says, possibility 1, it's Jinbei's son. Nami says, possibility 2, Jimmy got turned into a child. Hey. Sanji says, possibility 3, it's just a lookalike. I mean, he's got wings and he seems off in general. Hey, Sanji got it. The Seraphim Jinbei stands as they call out, hey, who are you? Frankie says, he looks like a kid, but he's as big as Jinbei. Frankie says, I got a bad feeling about this. Possibility 4, it's a pacifista. Just as the Seraphim charges its laser, the laser fires off, just barely missing the Straw Hats who jump out of the way. Usopp calls out, it was a setup. I knew the government wouldn't greet us with open arms. Nami, preparing her climb attack, says, meaning it's a clone soldier of Jinbei. Just because you're a child doesn't mean I'll go easy on you. Whoa! What the hell? Uh-oh. What does that mean? Okay, so the Jinbei the Seraphim seems to lock onto Nami, and he dives into the ground, a lot like Senior Pink, much to the surprise of Nami. Usopp freaks out, saying he has powers? And as it swims towards her, Nami questions, what does it mean? Zeus calls out for the climb attack, saying, we fight Nami? Nami tells him, wait, Zeus, as Frankie says, hang on, I know that power! But in no time, the Seraphim has grabbed Nami by the throat, ready to end her. Nami tries to call out Jinbei, but, before anything happens, of course, Sanji is immediately pissed off. As Sanji goes in with his Diable Jambe, lighting up his leg, he strikes at the Seraphim, saying, even if you are Jinbei, it's death for you. The Seraphim is knocked back into a wall as Robin summons her Gigante Fleur. And Robin, looking a lot more pissed than I'm used to seeing Robin, says, same as him. I won't let you get away with that. As he uses her ability, Sea Serpent Snapdragon. Spank! And as she unleashes her attack, the Seraphim dives into the ground again, grabbing out some liquefied earth, ready to attack Robin directly. But Usopp gets into the fray, saying, look out, Robin. He even uses Fishman Karate, as Usopp uses his Black Kabuto, and unleashes his attack. Special attack, Green Star, Skull Blast Graph, which ignites right in the Seraphim's face. Usopp says, even knowing it's not Jinbei, I don't feel great about this, but the Seraphim is gone. Usopp looks around, saying, huh? He's gone. Only for the Seraphim to pop out of a wall right behind Usopp. Man, this thing is dangerous! He grabs Usopp by the neck. Sanji tries to go in, calling out to Usopp, as Frankie says, I got this one, Sanji. Usopp, don't move. Radical? But a voice calls out to the Seraphim, saying, dodge that! S-Shark. As Frankie fires off his radical beam. Edison sees the blast and says, whoa, he just shot a laser. Who is that guy? Dr. Vegapunk, Edison the Thinker, says, that was a close one. The Seraphim are still children. They're not ready for laser tests yet. Lilith comes up next to Edison, saying, you could say that again. Do you have any idea how much a single Seraphim costs? I'd have twist your heads off. And Edison jumps back, saying, so evil. But Lilith simply says, I wasn't going to go that far. But Edison gets an idea, saying, Eureka, I just thought of a new invention. You wrap this up, Pythagoras. I gotta go draw plans. So busy. Come, I need your help. Assist Tabby. Assist Tabby. A cat assistant. And we're introduced to Dr. Vegapunk, Pythagoras the Wise. Edison looked kind of like a toy, but Pythagoras looks like a clockwork soldier pretty much. Pythagoras says, you don't get fascinating battle data like this every day. This is a once-in-a-lifetime input. Edison's just scribbling away at some notes, saying the ideas just keep flowing. You gotta do the eating for me, York. And Vegapunk 06 York is just scarfing food down. I guess it's the need to eat. And I guess the energy is distributed to the rest of them? Weird. York is just chowing down and saying, yummy, more for York. And some people are just reeling in food to her. And then a call comes over saying current body mass index over 600. Damn! Pythagoras says, The Seraphim's attack patterns evolve as they grow. Does that mean that bloodline elements record an individual's experiences? A possible approach to the issue caused by the growth acceleration. Pulse, beats per minute of 90. More green blood. Oh, I guess Pythagoras' body is kind of for show? Cause you see this big body and this weird circular head, but then suddenly the head just pops right out of the body. I didn't even notice he was reading something. Okay, so the big body's just kind of for show. Pythagoras just jumps up saying, I need to use the bathroom, but I can't waste the time. And then we see York in the just coming out of the bathroom, flushing the toilet. Just utterly relieved. She's got a fat face. And then all at once, York, Edison, and Pythagoras saying, much better. While Atlas is still, I guess, fighting hologram saying, digestion punch! And then York just lies down and goes to sleep. Dr. Vegapunk, York the Greedy. York just lies down saying, sleepy. Phew. She's got a cute design though, like dang. I thought Lilith had a cute look to her. So York just does all the things that Vegapunk would forget to do otherwise, which would cause fatigue, the need for food, the need to use the bathroom. All the bodily functions are just done by one body. I don't even understand how that would work for all of them. I mean, is the energy just distributed evenly to all of them? I mean, I'm sorry, that is a level of, like, future ingenuity that I don't even know how to describe. It's like, is it portals? An announcement? Something comes over the comm saying that's York's 4th EPS cycle of the day. I don't know what EPS stands for. And I guess the assistants call out, take all the data to Pythagoras. Prep Edison's experiment to the 88th simulation room. And another Shaka shows up to the S-Shark Seraphim, telling him that's enough, Seraphim. Return. Usopp calls out, I can't move. Oh, the shoes were booby-trapped, weren't they? I kept wondering why they were all wearing the same shoes. Shaka tells the S-Shark, talks to his other self, saying, Edison, Lilith, Pythagoras, I trust you're all satisfied now. Pythagoras says, oh, that's too bad. Lilith is pissed, as per usual, saying, what's he think he's doing? He's ruining the best part. While Edison says, Eureka! It's funny because it's like, I want to say they have so much personality, but they're all aspects of a personality. And we have Shaka, the Daft Punk looking motherfucker with the absolute drippingest drip of all time. Like, this coat is sick. Saying, I'm Dr. Vegapunk, Shaka. You must be the Straw Hat crew. It's Dr. Vegapunk, Shaka the Good. Like, he just utterly looks like guy from Daft Punk. Sanji says, accurate, but why can't I pull these shoes off the floor? Shaka says, Dom shoes. Domination. I get it now. Dom shoes are under the control of the laboratory's magnetic field at all times. Robin calls out, resistance is futile, I take it. Shaka simply says, I cannot trust any pirate. Usopp adds, we also met a woman Vegapunk and heard an announcer Vegapunk. Shaka says, yes, I am also Vegapunk. Usopp's confused, saying, am I Vegapunk? Frankie says, no! Shaka says, does this island look like the future to you? What the hell is that? Okay, hold on. Frankie lights up saying, the future? Between the mecha sea beast outside, the Vega Force One, and the island's air system, this place is the super future! Nami says, and I've never seen a town that looks anything like this one. Wait a minute. I just read something I shouldn't have. Frankie says, I want to wander around and see everything, to learn what kind of tech you're packing. We don't gotta be enemies. Come on, come on, Vega. But Shaka turns to Frankie and says, this place is the past. The Void Century. Oh, snap. So it is true. All the technology here is just things that were already made. A civilization long since past. Okay, we pick up with Luffy's group. As Luffy says, check it out, Chopper. This one ain't a hollow, it's real, solid metal. Chopper says, whoa. Bonnie looks at it saying, what is it? Did it used to move? Jinbei is also taken aback saying, if it does, it's future tech. But it looks too old for that. Meanwhile, Frankie questions Shaka saying, what do you mean the past? Oh god, this reminds me of a meme as Shaka says, if I told you that Egghead wasn't the only one, that there was once a kingdom just as highly advanced as this that actually existed 900 years ago. Would you believe me? Frankie says, 900 years ago? As Luffy's group has stumbled upon an ancient robotic mech. 900 years old, at minimum. As Luffy goes running up it, as Chopper says, I want to ride it. And Luffy says, let's go. Okay. Yep, here it is. Man, One Piece is slowly moving itself into post-apocalyptic territory. I mean, we've had that guess for the longest time. There have been a lot of theories that this would be the case. That maybe some of the things that Vegapunk discovered weren't just his discovery. That in actuality, he's kind of rediscovered a lot of things. The information he has, they're just things that the world already knew. Now, I don't think Vegapunk just up and stole everything that he's come to understand. I think the thing that has depressed him, angered him so much, is the fact that he's learned that people have already discovered what he's discovered. It's like some guy somewhere else discovering the wheel, only to find out it's already been a common thing someplace else. This actually would explain why the government wants to take him down. That he discovered a secret that he really shouldn't have. And now they have no choice but to eliminate him no matter how helpful he's been. Because information like this, information about the Void Century, that they would kill an entire civilization over, yeah, I could see this being the reason why they want to take down Vegapunk. It makes all the sense. I wasn't expecting us to just be rapid fire introduced to so many of the other Vegapunks like this, but we still haven't been introduced to the main body. Honestly, I kind of love them all. They're all kind of cool. I want figures of them all. I do love York's big old goofy face too. Lilith is in a constant state of pissed, which just kind of makes me think of Nami by instinct. So York the Greedy takes care of Vegapunk's bodily functions. Atlas the Wrath, or Wrathful, or Angry, whatever, takes care of all of Vegapunk's aggression. Pythagoras the Wise helps build understanding and application. He intakes information, essentially, and figures out how to apply them and what to apply them to. Edison is the one who comes up with ideas from everything he sees and is inputted into the greater Vegapunk mind. Lilith controls the evil intention, but the fact that she only gets so evil kind of shows that maybe as a whole Vegapunk isn't too bad. Whereas Shaka the Good keeps things in control, steady. He is the logical linchpin of the entire group. Keeps them on task, tells them what to do, when they should stop certain actions, keeps them from going a little too far as a whole. So it was probably Shaka maybe telling York when to do certain things or keeping an eye on what York does. It's all fascinating. And it really says something about the Seraphim that you had Sanji, Nami, Robin, Frankie, and Usopp all going at this thing, and they were barely able to put too much of a dent in him, and they were able to knock him back plenty, but because of his ability, he was able to get around them too often. That's what made him so tricky. It goes to show that certain powers in the hand of a more capable individual could just be terrifying. I mean, think about it. A fish man with the swim fruit? But this has to be a result of Vegapunk trying to understand devil fruit. Because there was that one interview or something, where Oda essentially said that once we met Vegapunk, we would understand the secrets of devil fruit. That is wild. God, I can't wait to see more. Alright, no break next week, which is what I love to hear. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. We've seen a lot of Seraphim of those who have been Shishibukai for a long time. I wonder how many more we'll end up seeing by the end of the story. And the fact that the ancient civilization of the Void Century held so much technology. Hell, it's almost as though Vegapunk is kind of just saying, no, it's not that I'm ahead. In fact, I'm behind. So much knowledge and information has been lost. This is just a game of catch-up at this point. But Vegapunk seems pretty cool ultimately. I hope he doesn't just get killed off. That would be a waste of a character. And Oda is just really going wild with the ideas here. This really feels like something he was just chomping at the bit to get around to. This is some cool stuff. But again, I can't wait to hear from you. Also remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on the next reaction. But until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.